So a lot of years ago, I made this picture called Clerks, and what happened was it took off, and I was able to have a modicum of success. Small fat kid grew up to be noticed, and people patted him on the head and said, "Good job." What does a fat kid do with that? Did I go out and try to get pussy? No, I'm an idiot. What I did is open my own comic book store. I'm into comics, but I also write comics. I wrote Batman for a while. Been writing the Batman series last year. That's not all, though. We sell other people's stuff here, but generally, the stash is just an excuse to create a shrine for oneself. See all this? This is merchandise that just features me. Notice any similarities? Isn't that creepy? Doesn't that creep you out? No, like, that's amazing. If I had anything like he had, I would go try to conquer the world. I didn't. I was like, let's make dolls, guys. I have very few straight friends. But over here, man, you'll see way deep in the back of the store the treasure that most people want to come and see. Basically, it's our prop museum. See right up there? That's the Bluntmobile from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This is a big statue of Jesus from the movie Dogma. We called him the Buddy Christ. Look how hopefully it was the point and the thumbs up and stuff like that. I almost got killed over this statue. Seriously. This is the only prop in the store that isn't for sale, unless people could cough up $1 million. People come in all the time, they're like, how much for the Buddy Christ? We're like, $1 million. I'm like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, if you got $1 million, we'll totally give it to you. When we first took Clerks out on the film festival circuit, basically you're supposed to go out there and speak for your own movie. So essentially I would get there, they'd show the movie, and then they'd push you out there, and you have to stand for it. You have to sit there and answer questions. I just got into film in general so I can have conversation with people. I was just lonely. So essentially I was like, if I become a filmmaker, people will have to ask me questions about the film, and then I'll get in conversations with people. I won't be so lonely anymore.
I've been looking forward to asking me these questions. I was like thinking, like not making a movie or something, but like, do you think that is it possible that Blumman and Chronic would team up with the Toxic Avenger in their first crossover comic book?
I'd be okay with that. I don't know if I would write it because I'm not the big, I like Toxie and what Toxie stands for, but I've never been the world's biggest Toxie enthusiast.
Once Kevin gets going, I mean, he just doesn't stop. He's like a machine. It's impressive. Our last show he did for 7.5 hours with no break.
I've spent a lot of lovely time with you people, but it's going to be very much time to go soon. But did I answer your one question?
Thank you very much. The show that we're trying to pull off right now, this massive stage behind me and the set that's been erected, and the crew that's furiously working, of which you're probably seeing about 10% of, it takes a massive amount of people to pull this thing off. I mean, just in production, we've got 6 cameras, I got a DI tech, I've got 6 PAs, as well as the theater crew, the stage crew. Everybody's doing their best to pull this thing off. It's probably, all in all, I'd say, to pull off this show, it's probably about 60 people, and we're talking for a 4-hour show.
I'm the director of photography. I'm in charge of making sure the lights are in the right place, designing the lighting scheme, making sure the cameras are working, just all the technical aspects of the show. All right, I'll give you guys a walk around and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. We have the set. The stage itself had a crew of 6 building it. If you flip it around through there, you can see the cake coming out. Over here is where the director's gonna sit. Effectively, it's where he times everything, makes it look right. They're gonna end up switching on the fly. It's going to tape, but it's still getting switched. It's still getting switched on the fly.
My role here at the Kevin Smith birthday special is co-producer, co-director. This is our monitor that's gonna split all the cameras that we've got working, and it's kind of like directing a live show, even though we're taping it. It's a live show. There's no do-overs, you know. Shooting Kevin in HD is great. I mean, you get the sweat bubbles in full clarity. The last time we shot here was the hottest day in New Jersey on record. It was like 1,000% humidity, and the theater did not look like this. It was before the renovated theater, and the walls were sweating. They were actually bubbling up. Their AC unit was barely working. It was hot in here. He's got 6,000 towels up there, some water. He'll be fine. The towels we have today have his face and have the whole birthday thing on him, his animated face, which are really neat. So we're hoping is a whole Elvis thing, you know, wipe the brow, toss it to some fans, wipe the brow, toss it to some fans.
Is giving a birthday present to his crowd. He usually likes getting presents, but on his birthday, he likes giving them to his audience. They're getting towels. Kevin Smith, too fat for 40 towels. So they can wipe themselves off after the show, or knowing some of his fans, they'll probably be using this for something else, which I don't have to go into.
You and me, we're kind of like in the porta potty club, right? Just looking at his boyfriend like, this guy's stoned.
I've seen him perform many times. And so you know all the stories.
Are you guys gonna let me in for that gig up in Montreal? And he's like, yeah. He's going, yeah, you're considered a significant benefit to the country of Canada. And I was like, can you put down a piece of paper and send it to my mother? She would love that. She'd be like, I always knew you were special. This is my mother, Grace Smith, and 40 years ago, this came out of that. Thank you for the first 40 years. Hopefully we get another 40. I love you all.
Basically, if somebody's looking at this show thinking it's way too simple to put on, they're kind of correct. I mean, it really is a guy on stage telling f***ing fart jokes. It really kind of is. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a Michael Bay thing. We're not going to be spinning the camera 365 degrees because the focus is on Kevin. It's his jokes. It's not the camera moves. It's not the lighting. It's not anything that anybody else does. We just try to accent it from the bottom so that Kevin looks as good as he possibly can on screen.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, and I'm personally inviting you to my birthday special, Kevin Smith Too Fat for 40 on epixhd.com.